guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this. This is the Infiray Tube TL50 thermal rifle scope, which was very kindly sent to me from Highland Outdoors to have a play with and give my opinion about the scope. As you can see, I've got it mounted to my CZ457 22LR and I'm going to be out and about after some bunnies with it. Now I must admit there aren't that many bunnies about at the moment. Mixie's gone through and it's obviously wiped out quite a lot, so I'm not expecting big numbers by any means, but a lot of it is to see how the scope performs anyway, so looking forward to trying it out. I've literally just got over to the farm now. I'm going to side it in for 50 yards and then head out into the field and hopefully knock over 1 or 2 rabbits and maybe a fox, you never know. I've had quite a few with this CZ, so kind of hoping that that streak continues, but for now I'm going to get it sighted in. Then I'm going to show you guys the footage, and at the end I shall show you what comes in the box, and I'll be giving you my opinion on what I think about the scope at the end of it. So I hope you enjoy the video guys, and I'll see you at the end. So there we go. I've had a few trips out and about. Most of them ended up in blank sessions, if I'm honest. There aren't many rabbits out and about. Foxes are pretty scarce on the ground as well, but it wasn't so much about getting a big bag of rabbits or foxes. It was more to see how the scope performed out in the field, and I'll be giving you my thoughts and opinions on that in a moment. But for now, what I'm going to do is just quickly run through everything that you get in a box if you guys are interested in buying one of these scopes. So let's take a look and see what you get. Okay, so we just take a quick look at what actually comes inside the box. When you open up the box itself, it comes with this nice little padded carry bag. Inside there it's all foam and there's some straps just so you can tie the scope down inside the carry case itself, and just on the back it's got a carry strap. Obviously you get the scope itself. The mounts that are on there are actually my own. I use the Hawk quick release mounts. You've got the rubber eye cup, which literally screws straight onto the back of the scope there. Personally, I'm not a fan of those, but I must admit, when it come to zeroing the scope in during the day, that was a big help, just to keep any light out the back of the scope whilst I was sighting it in. You get a Type-C USB charge point to charge the scope and to transfer any data that you should record on the scope to your computer or laptop, whatever it is that you're using. Comes with 2 mounts. You get a nice little cleaning cloth, there's a 2-pin charge plug, an Allen key, and these. Now, I was quite impressed with these. I didn't actually use any because obviously I've got the scope on loan, but these are heated 0-in targets. There was 5 in the packet, which is nice. I just used some aluminium tape on top of the box, but that's a nice little touch that. I don't think any of the other manufacturers actually supply them with a scope, but yeah, these were in the box as well, unless they were put in for my benefit, I don't know, but they were definitely inside the box. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's what comes inside the box. And what I'm going to do now is just go through the scope itself and give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Okay, so I'll just run through some of the features of the scope itself. Starting at the front, it's got a nice flip up lens cover. You can move it round to wherever you want. That's covering a 50mm objective lens, and the focus ring for the lens, absolutely brilliant. No problems with that whatsoever. It's got a real nice grip on there, so if you're using gloves, you'll have no problem using that at all. 30mm tube. The turret on the right hand side, unscrew the cap and it shows you where the USB charge lead goes into, and just above it there's a little indicator which shows red when it's charging and green when it's fully charged. Just moving around to the other side of the scope, take this cap off. It's where an 18650 battery goes in. Not sure you're going to see it, but just inside the tube at the bottom there is actually a little picture of the battery, so it shows you which way around it goes. So much better than the CR123 that they had on the previous model, the TL35. Now the turret on the top is the main one. That's for zooming in and out. You can feel it as it's going round, but unlike the old model where it used to be click, 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 click going round, that was so annoying, but this one is non-silent. It's absolutely brilliant. Push and hold it and it activates the menu, and I must admit the menu system that's in this scope is brilliant. They've kept it so simple, very, very easy to use. Everything in there from 0-in. The only thing it doesn't have on there is the freeze frame option where you can do like the one-shot 0, but I sighted this in for 50 yards and I had no problems with it. Shooting off a bipod with a little bag underneath the stock at the back, and it was brilliant. So yeah, 3 profiles in there. You've got the Wi-Fi mode, so if you're out and about with a mate you can connect to it as well, see what you're getting up to. Yeah, very, very simple menu system to use. The internal battery life is 16 hours, they say. I wasn't out and about for 16 hours to see if it was actually correct or not, but I had no problems with it when I was out and about. Certainly didn't need to put in the additional battery, so yeah, 16 hours is really, really good run time on it. The buttons on the top is the power button. Push and hold and it activates the scope. When it's up and running, if you push and hold it for about a second, puts it into standby mode. The button on the right hand side is a brightness setting. It goes from 1 to 5. The button at the bottom is for taking a picture. If you push and hold it, it activates the video record. And the button on the left hand side is for the 4 colour palettes, which are red hot, white hot, black hot and fusion. If you push and hold the colour palette button, it also activates the picture-in-picture mode. So that's just skipping over some of the main features of the scope, and I must admit I was really impressed with it. Considering it's got the 384x288 sensor in it, obviously it's not the top end of what's out and about at the moment, but nonetheless it was a very nice scope to use. Sub 40 millikelvin, man-size detection range, I think it was 2,600 meters, but yeah, I must admit when I was using it, I found the closer the target, the more sort of blobby it sort of looked. Sort of between 50 and out to 150 yards. Even 200 yards, the image quality got a lot better, especially using the ultra clear mode that's on this. Yeah, it's just a very, very simple thermal scope to use. If I had to criticise it in any way, I would say the startup time. Now, from activating the scope to being able to use it, I think I counted about 16 seconds, which is ridiculous. Not quite sure why it takes that long, but the only thing that sort of compensates it really is when you put it on standby mode, then you know, once it's up and running, that's good enough. But yes, 16 seconds is a very long time to activate a unit. The other thing was, when I was using the picture-in-picture mode, it wasn't quite in line with the crosshair. Whether there's a firmware update that corrects this now, I'm not too sure, but those were pretty much the only sort of two little niggles with it really. Other than that, it's a brilliant little scope, I must admit. Like I say, it's sort of like the lower end scale when it comes to like the sensor quality and everything, but yeah, it's brilliant, really nice to use, especially on the rimfire. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you are interested in this scope, head over to Highland Outdoors, they'll be able to sort you out, or go on their website. The scope itself, just over 2,000, I think it's £2,500 for the scope itself. But yeah, very nice. So a massive thank you to Highland Outdoors for sending it down to me and trying out. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.